Class is in session. The Brofessor is in. What's happening, y'all? Today, we are checking out in our newest class this semester, which is going to be Character Previews 101, or a better title. Maybe I'll come up with that later. But now that we have some characters to preview, here is the superhero in Training Rosey. So looking pretty cool in his gear, which he only has the singular one. He is a focused trickster of the ruthless aggression era. His trainer ability, which is amazing, by the way, silence gems do 100% more damage, and green moves are going to start with 2 more MP. So this is going to be incredibly useful going forward. And in terms of his link, he's going to have the Maivia Legacy for 25% more damage. Any color moves with the other superheroes deals 20% more damage, and with the Hurricane, Leech Gems doing 50%, Ruthless Aggression brings 1 more move point. He is that superhero in Training. So got a couple move builds for you, so let's get to them. So before we get to that match, we do have to talk about the new moment that is in game for Rosey and the other superheroes. And so here is the list that is out there. It is Molly, Hurricane, Nikki Ash, as well as Super Stacy, in addition to Rosey. And when you max this out, you get some pretty good perks in terms of the feud. And in terms of Rosey itself, this is the one that makes a big deal. So in Faction Feud, his Leech Gems will do 400% more damage. As a group, all color gems that are generated are going to be 4 more. Multiplied gems are going to increase by 4. Blast gems are going to increase by 200. So this in itself is actually going to make several of them much more usable, especially Super Rosey when it comes to feud builds, especially the one that we're going to show you in a moment. So the first build we're going to take a look at over here is we're going to go with, this is the Leech Gem build. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to hit the Sidewalk Slam first. This move doing 121k damage. It's going to choose a 4x1 area to make into pyros, modify all gems into Leech Gems of strength 75,000 when broken by you. So that's going to be number 1. Number 2, we're going to hit the Samoan Splash, deal 125k damage, and make 4 pyro gems into purples. And that is going to load up the Samoan Driver. 125k again, I see a pattern, and that's going to make 25 Leech Gems into yellow gems. So basically, this is all a go when it comes to feud. So on feuds, this is all T1. So be ready for that. Our entourage for this right now, we're going to go with a bunch of basic trainers, and these are the ones actually I found to be probably the most useful at this point. So yellow moves starting with 4 more, plus 1 at the feud, so you're going to be getting your yellow moves off. Both of them turn 1, they'll fill up the purple, and that'll also go turn 1. And then I went completely gem damage based, however you would want to do that. So putting on trainers that add more yellow gem damage is going to increase what you can hit on turn 1. Strap-wise, as I said, we're going to try this one without the skill plate, and then we'll try it with the skill plate to show sort of how much more powerful it will hit. I have Fury 2s on here, so you're going to be able to see what it's going to do with 80% more gem damage, and I got a 30% gem strap on there as well, and 150% purple move damage Fury 2, which I am proud of, but not proud that it has been fully unlocked. So this is basically what we're working with right now. See how much damage we can roll out with Rosey on tour right now. So we're going to go and beat up Ivar and see how well this moveset will work. Now, in terms of movesets, this one, not only is it turn 1, but it also recycles, and it will also heal you at the same time. And it should heal you for about 1.8 million each cycle you run through. So first off, we're going to hit this wonderful move to put the pyro gems down. Now, what you're going to want to do is to make sure that there's no purple gem at the end of this. You want to make sure that the purple gem is somewhere within your row, and you also want to make sure yellow gems are somewhere to attach to it, because all these leech gems are going to become yellow gems. So there's many yellow gems as you can attach to, obviously, the better. Because this second move is going to make 4 pyros into purples, so this is going to make a row break along this bottom row right here. Let's turn that off and smash it. And then last but not least, we are going to hit this. It's going to make 25 leech into yellows. There's no point in putting a trainer on here to make more leech gems, because you have 6 rows of 4 that go across here, and that's 24 gems. So this is going to make the leech into yellows. And then hopefully you get a good cascade. And that one hit for just about, or just over 3 million on turn 1, just like that. All right, let's go put the plate on and see what it does. So here is the plate for Rosey that you can try to get this contest. Whenever you break 6 or more leech gems, increase your purple and yellow gem damage by 75% for 1 turn. So we saw what happened without it. Let's go check out with Ivar what we can do with it in that same match. Let's hit it. So same idea, we're going to put these gems down on the bottom row, and it's going to be impossible this time to do it without making a cascade. So we'll put it here, and hopefully we don't cascade too much. Here we go. It did not cascade us out of our turn. Excellent. And we still have the same number of leech gems to use. We also had a swipe to use if we wanted to as well, but I figured we might as well just hit and see what we hit for. And now we hit for about 3.5 million. So the plate itself is going to add somewhere between 300,000 and 400,000 per time that you use it. And since it's only 1 turn, each time that you use it, it's not going to stack unless you're able to break the leech gems multiple times a turn, which is not possible. So that's with the plate. Let's go check out some other builds. So the next moveset we're going to go for is with the finisher and the sub. So we're going to use the running discus leg drop. We're going to deal 169k, make 20 trap gems into red gems. We're going to load this all up by using this move number 1, which is the diving leg drop. And this, you're going to make a 5x1 area into trap gems. When you break them, you gain 10 purple MP. That's the big thing right there. If broken by your opponent, it's going to deal some bleed, but you're going to use that to make sure that we get our purple moves off. The bleed is just bonus. And then we're going to use the bear hug before we use the finisher. So this comes number 2. Finisher we're going to put on number 3. So we're going to make 25 random gems into 3 turn subs, gems of 141k damage per turn. Remaining gems are going to turn into trap gems. And if broken by your opponent, they're going to decrease the damage of all of your opponent's gems by 20%. If broken by us, we will steal 75k health. Now, in terms of, thank you, Merrick's. In terms of putting together a list of whom we're going to use, we're going to start with our red moves, so that way we can start turn 1 in feuds. Purple moves damage to buff our finisher, and then I went with some submission moves to try to maximize both the submission as well as the damage that we're doing. 4 turns isn't too bad. It should leave a majority of our submission gems still on the board when all is said and done. The other way to do this is to either up, so in terms of coaches, if you don't have either of the 2 coaches there, then I would suggest putting in either more purple move damage or even possibly more sub damage, whatever you can possibly put in there to either help one of those 2 choices. So let's try it again. We have the same plate, the same build on there at the moment. So let's see how Ivar stacks up to him this time. So I do have +1 MP perks, similar to how it would be if we were in a feud. So this move, this 5x1 trap move, will be ready on turn 1. We want to make a red match or a purple match if possible. So we could also take this type of a line match and get all of them hit. But to hit all of them means that basically we are getting a lot more purple MP than we need. We only need actually 1 to boost that up. We do have to give up a turn. Unless you do have Santa Hogan higher, then you would be more eligible to use this, especially if you use a second purple MP trainer. So we're going to put down all of these gems right here. So now we're going to be able to either steal health or affect his ability to kick out. So let's hit the trap gems. It's going to make them red and fill up our red move again. And so that hit for 2 million, and each time he breaks a gem in the kick out, it's going to go down by 20% for that 1 turn of kicking out. So that's the build with the sub and the finisher together. Let's go check out another one. So we're going to check out one last build here, although there is a build or a build that can be made for boss battles. So if you do go into the moves, you'll notice that the Samoan drop, which gives extra damage for every trap gem, is, and it was, at least for me, difficult to incorporate into a build that somehow recycled and made it useful. But in terms of boss battle, a triple red moveset for extra bonus damage on trap gems is definitely something that can be done. So I think that's where its usefulness would lie. But in terms of this next one, let's go check out the double trap with the finisher. So we're going to use the finisher and deal 170k damage. And we're going to make 20 of these traps into red gems. And if you have a 17k Santa, these would both be ready to go turn 1. Otherwise, we would just do, as you're going to see what I'm right now, is that we will put these traps down, break at least one of them, so that way we can gain our purple MP, and then we'll put these random ones down that will decrease our opponent's gems by 20% for 1 turn when they break them, and when we break them, we are going to steal 75k damage. Or 75k health, doing extra damage to them. In terms of what trainers and we are going to use, we're going to start with more red moves with Butch. I do not have my Dakota up high enough yet. She's ready to go 6-star at the next time we do a talent up event for the faction. But so for right now, it's 15% more damage, generating 1 more trap gem, but that obviously will go up to 50%. And 3 more trap gems if you have her at 26k. So just keep in mind that the gem damage would actually go up. If you do have Acro Dragon, then this would obviously buff this as well, creating some more trap gems. Again, Santa Hogan at 17k would obviously make a difference. So if you don't have some of these coaches up where they should be, the things you can do is put in some purple move damage. Or you can maybe generate more trap gems using Jinder Mahal if you would like to, as well too, if you want to just get more trap gems on the board instead of Dakota Kai. So those are some options, but let's go check it out against our good buddy Ivar. So in terms of what we would do is similar to what we saw before. We want to try to leave as many on the board as possible and in places where he can break them. So somewhere like here, or we can break it down there. I would put it here, and if possible, take a red match yourself. It's going to fill up our purple gems. And now we can put down our trap gems, and we're going to turn a bunch of them into red gems. It will randomly make 20. And we got no cascade whatsoever. We still did close to 1 million in damage. Ooh, that one wasn't pretty. Let's try that again. So you can see just by having random trap gems thrown all over the board, as well as random finisher making those traps, you could miss everything. And we did. Saved by the 5-star gold. All right, let's try this again. Again, we'll make ourselves a red match, fill up our moves. Ivar takes his black line match. And let's see if we can do any better damage this time around. A little bit better of a cascade, but we left a lot to be desired on the board. So that's Rosey Superhero in training. His best moveset's probably that double yellow-purple with the leech move. And in feuds, you're probably going to go up from where I saw it at 3.5 million to probably somewhere in the 5 to 6 million range on turn 1. And it's going to heal yourself back up. So thanks so much for coming to class today. We're going to do more previews in the future. So check on back, hit the like, hit the subscribe. And we'll see you in class soon. Brofessor out.